Minecraft is a game where combat is all about numbers. You don't get fancy techniques or attacks, you simply increase the damage you deal and lower the damage you get. Well, today I threw all that out of the window because I asked myself, can you beat Minecraft with only one heart? First, I have to set my health to one heart. To do so, I use console commands because it's the faster choice and allows everybody to do it fairly easily. This was decent at best. It has some strange bugs, but it behaved good enough for this video. I create a word, random seed, with cheats allowed in order to use the console command. The difficulty is on hard because it doesn't matter that much and I wanted to show off a bit. I spawn, set my health to one heart, and I do the usual Minecraft stuff. I punch a tree, make a crafting table, get some stone, make a pickaxe, and I luckily find both coal and iron in the first minutes. Off to a good start. I gather some more materials and I decide that I have to find a better place, while getting some food in the process. For now there aren't enemies, so my health doesn't matter that much. I find a sheep, my brain lags a bit and I start looking for flint to make shears. I realize my mistake, so I kill the sheep and make a shelter for the night. It's way too dangerous for me to face monsters. I spend the night digging and I find a good amount of coal and iron. I make a bucket and take some lava for later. Now I have to be more careful since I could find monsters and instantly die, but I venture off in search of something interesting. I find a ship and collect enough wool to make a bed. And also I find a ruined portal. It was added in the Nether update. It's basically an almost finished portal with some loot that spawns around sometimes, both in the Overworld and in the Nether. Also, maybe I should mention it, I'm playing on Java version 1.16.4. I decide that this will be a fine place to live, and I place my bed down. I check the loot and it's not that good, but it doesn't matter very much, since I fall on the only lava block that there is around and instantly die. I didn't lose all of my equipment, since it was only one block, so I don't lose hope. I build a shelter and remove the dangerous magma blocks, that are usually tame, but when you have only one heart, things change perspective. Also here at first I forgot to use the command that sets my heart to 1, but I noticed it a couple of minutes later and I didn't fight in that period, so no worries. I try to complete the portal with the obsidian I found and the lava bucket, but I mess up a bit and almost lava cast my house. I have to find another lava source and I can complete the portal without having to find diamonds, so I start to explore the area, but I find only iron and coal. So I went for the time-consuming option. Mining. I start digging from my home and after a short time I find myself in a cave and mineshaft structure. I find a lava source right where I entered, but my luck strikes again. As you can see, I emptied my bucket of water and the water disappeared right away, but the bucket looks empty. So I tried to take the lava and instead I poured water on it, making it disappear. This distracted me from my goal and I started exploring the cave. Less than a minute passes and a skeleton kills me with one arrow from an unknown location. I obviously want to get my stuff back, so I run down, get killed again, get down again and get killed by a skeleton wearing my iron chest armor and my sword. At this point, I decide to take a sword and go back there. Again. Now, guess what happened? A. I managed to defeat the skeleton with amazing tactics and combat prowess. B. I realize this is a bad idea and I stop wasting time and resources. C. I get killed before I can do anything. If you answered C, then congratulations! You are correct! And I'm bad at decision making. I went down again and this time the skeleton was gone. Or so I thought. The following time I was able to break a zombie's skull with a stone and retrieve a part of my equipment. I went down that many times, not only because I am bad, but also because the items disappear if left on the ground for 5 minutes in a loaded chunk. So every time that I got them in my inventory and died, I refreshed the timer. I secured the area a bit, deposit my equipment, and I tried to loot the mineshaft. Nothing useful was found, not that it matters since I died again. Well, I died a couple more times trying to get it back, but you already heard this story. After wasting my time, I remembered I was there in order to get the lava. So I grab a bucket and some basic equipment, and I make myself a safe way to reach the lava source nearby. It takes some time, but finally I manage to get the lava. Full of hope, I return to my base and I can... I don't wanna talk about it. A broken man. I try to find the will to push through by looking at the sunset, and I go to sleep. I wake up, I take my pickaxe, I go down and close forever my access to the cave. I start mining to find some lava, some diamonds, or some hope. And after some times, but not like a long time, I managed to find the diamonds and the hope. Also, on the way I found redstone, coal and iron, standard stuff. Diamonds in hand, I can build a pickaxe, mine the obsidian, complete the portal, and make my way to the Nether. I spawn and I start to dig, in order to not be killed by all the dangers in the Nether. After some time I managed to build a safe bridge to a nearby group of pigmen. I mean, safe is a strong word. There are magma cubes around, so I died there a good couple of times. Also, for some reason, my brain short-circuited and I didn't put gold armor on, so I got killed by piglings a bunch of times before remembering why it was happening. Here I decided to build another tunnel in order to find gold to trade with the piglings, and find another fortress. I end up in a warp forest, and I decide to go back and try to explore the other part of the Nether. But first I trade some gold and I get 3 ender pearls. I got other items, but I only care about ender pearls and arrows. It's obviously very dangerous and I don't think I'll survive. I just want to spot a fortress and then build a safe tunnel to reach it. I find some cool stuff, an enchanted gold pickaxe and a block of gold. Please do not shout at the screen. Someone please explain me why a wood pickaxe can mine a wood block. A stone pickaxe can mine a stone block. An iron pickaxe can mine an iron block. A diamond pickaxe can mine a diamond block. But a gold pickaxe can't mine a gold block? I mean, not that it mattered that much, since I used my great decision making a couple of minutes later. I was able to get back some of my equipment though, since it explodes around when I die. Anyway, I went exploring. And I explored so much that I even got an achievement for it, that also gave me 19 levels that I lost something like 30 seconds later. I reached every place I could find, but I did not find a fortress. Obviously, the fact that a single misstep kills me did not aid me in my search. At this time I wasted at least 2 hours simply going around trying to find the fortress. So I go back to what I can do best, mindlessly digging a 2x1 hole. I found some decent locations, I got some gold and I traded with some piglings, but still no fortress. Here, thanks to the crying obsidian the pigmen gave me, I decided to build a respawn anchor, a device that has to be charged with glowstone and lets me respawn near it if I die in the Nether. All I have to do is digging. I'll cut short everything here, but after something like 4 hours spent in the Nether pointlessly destroying blocks, I was able to find the fortress. The video doesn't give justice to how close I was to quitting the challenge and calling it a day. So I got back, built some equipment, got some food and went on to attack the fortress. Well, first I have to reach it without dying. I managed to build a little wood structure complete with stairs and I was able to enter the fortress. Also, apparently you get the achievement after touching a block that the game considers part of the fortress, not just any block of the fortress. I start exploring the fortress and looting all the chests I can find. I only managed to get some gold pieces and like 10 different horse armors. Also, I got killed by a regular skeleton, but luckily I have a respawn anchor near here. After some time I managed to sort of secure the area. The fortress is big but not like humongous, and I start looking for a blaze spawner. I managed to see one and I build a hole so that the blazes will fall in it and I can attack them while blocking all of their attacks with my shield. I am not showing all the times that I died exploring this place, because I think it will get boring real fast. Now I have to farm the blazes, and I can do it almost safely. I am very thankful that my wooden shield can block attacks that set things on fire, else this would have been more painful than it already is. After some time and some deaths, I get out of there with 21 blitz rods. That is a lot because I forgot that one rod gives you 2 units of blitz powder. The next step is obviously to get some ender pearls. I gather all the gold I obtained in the various digging sessions and mine some more to trade it with the piglins. But luck is not on my side and they give me only 2 pearls. That makes it 5 with the 3 that I obtained previously. I can either mine more or try and farm them. Luckily there is a wood forest nearby, so I decide to build a roof above my head so that the endermen can't attack me and start killing them. I know it looks slow, but it's faster than looking for gold and hoping to get lucky with the piglings. Plus I don't have to deal with skeletons here. I decide that 17 ender pearls will be enough. So I get back to the overworld, create the Eyes of Ender, get all of the equipment and materials I will need, and here begins my search for the Stronghold. The eyes point towards the ocean, so I go in that direction. Here I have to travel in one of the biggest oceans I ever seen in Minecraft. I am scared to death because dying here means I have to start from the beginning. And I won't start from the beginning, I will give up and accept that I wasted the last couple of days. Dying in the ocean isn't hard where everything kills you in one hit. On my journey I saw some ruined portals and an ocean monument. When, at a fantastic moment, the eye went backwards and I knew I almost did it. I managed to pinpoint the location of the stronghold, that obviously is in the ocean, so I start digging from a nearby swamp. I can finally breathe a sigh of relief. Dying here won't be the end of the run anymore. I build my new camp. Clearing the stronghold is not easy, but if I take it slowly and I always have my shield up, I can get through it. Also because most of the attacks will come from the same direction. I won't show all of it, but what I did was pretty standard. I always place torches on the ground. When I enter a room I very carefully kill all the enemies and I light the area so that they won't respawn. If I reach a dead end, I get my torches back and close that route. Rinse and repeat for all the possible ways until I find the portal room. In the library I found a thing that would have made me scream in a normal run. A mending efficiency 4 book. It's both insane and insanely useless here. Also the library is important because I can get some strings that I can use to make bows later on. The hardest part was a zone where multiple skeletons spawned in a single block and attacked me as if they had a Gatling gun. I managed to get past them by blocking their line of sight and ultimately confining them in that single block. Also, the portal wasn't here. I even found an invisible spider. There is a possibility that it spawns if you're playing on hard difficulty. After some time I finally find the portal. I destroy the spawner and I notice that the portal is missing all 12 eyes. So I get back to my camp and I transfer all the useful equipment, including my bed, in the portal room. I only have 11 eyes, so I have to find another ender pearl. This isn't that big of a deal, I just have to wait for an enderman to spawn. But in the meantime I clear the remaining part of the stronghold. I get lucky for once and I find a chest that I missed with an ender pearl in it. I run back to the camp as fast as I can. Now I can finally open the portal. I decide to bring with me a limited amount of arrows and blocks because I know I will die. And I spawn in probably the worst place I could imagine. After placing all my blocks, I drop my items on the ground and jump down, so that I can get back here and make a road to the main island. Problem is, the dragon attacked me as I was jumping down, and his magic attack damages where it lands for a long time. So, when I get back, I get vaporized. Again, and again, and again, and again. I keep going back because I don't want my equipment to disappear, and I'm not sure if time in the end dimension passes while I am in the overworld. Also here you can notice that I sometimes get 2 instances of damage. I think it's because the command that sets my health to 1 heart isn't working properly. But this dragon fight is notoriously buggy, so I'm not actually sure. After many deaths, I manage to push through it. The attack expires, and I get back what remains of my equipment, meaning a pickaxe and an iron helmet I found before. I get back again with some blocks and I reach the island. I start mining some blocks, when I look at an enderman and I die. Now the fight can begin. First I have to destroy all the end crystals on the pillars. I have a limited amount of arrows, so I reach the first pillar and I blow up the crystal with my hands, dying in the process. Now I remember to bring arrows and I start sniping the crystals from a distance. I have always been good at doing this and I prove myself again this time. Dodging the dragon's attacks isn't hard, but if I look at an enderman, I'm dead. I died sometimes here, but I can always take my arrows and bow from my dead body, so I only lose time. And my temper, but that isn't a resource. I can snipe all the crystals, but two that are protected by steel cages. I have to climb up the pillar and destroy them by hand. If I do it properly, I can even survive. Now that I destroyed all the crystals, I can fight the dragon without worrying about it regenerating health. So I attack it from a distance. Problem is, I'm out of arrows and the dragon is still above 3/4 health. I'll have to fight it with some good hand-to-hand combat. So I decide to gather some wood and some stone and I build a good amount of stone swords. Like, siege a castle good. The first rounds aren't very good for me. I wait for the dragon to come down, but I can't manage to damage it. The dragon's hitboxes are notoriously very bad. After some trials, I figured out how to do it properly. When the dragon flies down and starts to shout magic around, I walk towards the back of the dragon. If I aim at the point where the leg and feet connect, while I am at the maximum height of my jump, I always hit it and I don't get damage. It takes a few cycles, where I manage to realize that I could have simply made a single iron sword. Man, it is easier in Skyrim. But with this I'll say that you can beat Minecraft with only one heart, even though I wouldn't suggest to anyone that this is a good idea. Dying with only one attack from anywhere was really frustrating and it wasn't very fun. But anyway, if you did this challenge yourselves, let me know how it went in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a like or even subscribe. I'll see you next time. Well, you'll see me. See the video at least? Why do I always mess up the outro?